Good morning. Happy Monday. Welcome to Monday's Minute. I'm Diane Conklin with Complete Marketing Systems and dianesdozen.com. So I was talking to a friend and business associate over the weekend, and we were talking about fundamentals and how as we grow in our businesses and as we have time and grade, if you will, right? We've been in business for 10, 20, 30 years, whatever it is, us oldies, goldies, that the fundamentals are something that we tend to move away from. And this particular guy has a son, and he's been working on a particular sport with him, and he was working on footwork. And we were talking about the fact that when he did the same sport, he spent a year doing nothing but footwork. And it's like, who has the patience for that anymore, right? So, and it brought me back to business, but you know me, the parallels between businesses and sport. But I started to think about the fundamentals is something I've always been strong on. Look, you have to build a good foundation for your business, for your house, for your life, for your sport, before you can grow, before you can start to build up on it. Otherwise, it's going to fall, right? So I thought about the number of hours. Let's just take softball because that was my college sport and my favorite. How many hours I spent throwing a ball up on the roof of a barn or against the barn when nobody was available to play catch with me, right? How many ground balls I asked my dad to hit me? How many fly balls? How many swings off of the tee did we take in college, Division I college, and we're hitting off of tees, right? This isn't T-ball. Why? Fundamentals of your swing, your stance, different things. Throwing a ball, where your release point is. It's same thing with basketball, right? How many free throws, how many shots do you think a guy like Steph Curry takes in a day, right? Hundreds probably. Somebody, I can't remember who it was, said that they made 100 free throws every day after practice, right? And so my point is, so many times we want to get to the fun part. So many times we want to get to the part where we're making money, right? Which is the whole purpose of business. But we're so impatient that we forget that the most important thing in our businesses are the fundamentals, right? So if we look at this from again, I'm going to use baseball, but if we're moving through, you got to start off with T-ball, and then you move up to where you're getting pitched to, and then you move up to, maybe you start off in softball with slow pitch, and then you move to fast pitch, right? But you don't start in the big leagues, is my point, right? You don't start playing Division I college softball. You don't start in the NBA or in the NFL or in the Major League Baseball, right? You don't start there. But in business, we expect, because all these people tell us, oh, well, you could go from 0 to 6 figures in 90 days. You could go from 0 to $1 million in 90 days. No, you can't, because you haven't built the fundamentals. And even if you could, it's going to implode. Show me a business that's gone literally from 0 to $1 million in 90 days, right? It's rare if ever. I know, keeping it real, Diane, right? But do you want the truth or do you want me to blow smoke, right? I mean, you expect the truth from me, and that's what I'm going to give you. So when was the last time you sat down and wrote 50 or 100 headlines before you put out the email, the sales letter, the advertisement, the Facebook ad, right? Now, I know we have tools today, right? We have AI that can do so much of this so much faster for us. Yeah, we do. But who's running that? Is it you or is it running you, right? The human's part of this. You still have to have the skill. You still have to understand why it is that you're doing what you're doing. And you get that by concentrating on and drilling, if you will, the fundamentals. When was the last time you looked at your numbers? When was the last time you really dissected your ROI on a particular thing? When was the last time you looked at a list segmentation or that you looked at your list. When was the last time you thought about who your target market is? When was the last time you did a marketing plan? When was the last time you thought about your strategy for something? All of those things that require you to focus in on the fundamentals. How many golf balls do you reckon? That sounds like my grandma. Do you think Tiger Woods hits in a day? Or tennis balls Serena Williams hit when she was at her prime in a day? I bet she still hits more tennis balls today, just out playing with the kids or practicing or doing whatever it is that she's doing just for exercise, than most professionals do. You got to build on the foundation. You've got to build on the fundamentals. When was the last time you worked on the fundamentals of your business? Or are you just impatient and you want to get to the fun stuff, right? Let's just go play the game. No, you got to know how to hit. You have to know how to field a ground ball. You have to know how to field a fly ball and be ready to throw. You have to know the difference between the pitches that are coming in. There's so many things to learn before you get to the fun stuff, but you have to be patient. You have to be patient in your life, and you have to be patient in your business. Want some help with the fundamentals along with all the fancy stuff that you're already using? Reach out. Let's have a conversation and see if I can help you. I'm Diane Conklin. Until next time, make it a great day with the fundamentals.